At Anaheim, where the hottest team in the American League was waiting. The Angels, working on a 6-game winning streak, drew a good crowd, almost 35,000, who watched Tiger starter Doyle Alexander get in trouble in the first with 2 out, 2 on. He grouped one to Jack Howell, who hammered an eye-high fastball, unloaded, and suddenly, quickly, it was 3-0 California. Alexander didn't last 2 innings. California stretched the lead to 6-0 after 2. Detroit chipped away, and when Angel starter Mike Witt hung a curveball, Luis Salazar was ready, and he sent it sailing over the head of ex-Angels Gary Pettis and over the fence. California manager Cookie Rojas saw his lead get shaved to 2, and in the ninth, the Tigers put the tying runs on for Lou Whitaker with 2 outs, and he chopped one that Wally Joyner gloved, then won the race to the bag to snuff out the rally and end the game, lifting the Angels to their 7th straight win. California's won 19 of its last 25. Alexander in his shortest appearance as a Tiger. The second-place Yankees were home, facing White Sox rookie Jack McDowell. Leadoff man Ricky Henderson reached in the first, and then with his eye on the rookie on the mound, the cagey Henderson took off, and catcher Mark Salas didn't even bother to throw Henderson's 43rd steal. He then went to third on a wild pitch, and with Don Mattingly at the plate, McDowell uncorked another wild one, and the Yankees were on the board. But maybe Henderson could have walked home, because on the next pitch, Mattingly stepped into a 2-0 pitch, swatted one to right, and now it was 2-0 New York. Next inning, Chicago's Ivan Calderon with a hard shot to third that Randy Velarde leaped for, pulled down, and threw to first for the out. Yankee starter Rick Rhoden weakened in the 7th, and the 9th on came Cecilio Guante to lock it down. He did, getting Kenny Williams to end it, collect his 11th save on a night when the Yankees moved within 1 game of the Tigers' lead in the East. To Boston, new Red Sox manager Joe Morgan making his debut in a doubleheader. His club took a 3-1 lead to the 7th. Roger Clemens, overpowering early, fed 8 of the first 11 Royals he looked at. Then in the 9th, the Rocket Man closed the show. Here, blowing a high fastball past Danny Tartabull. Number 200. Then, pulling the string to get Frank White to bite. His 201st strikeout of the season, 15th of the night. The Fenway crowd wanted him, of course, to drop the curtain in style, so he got Bo Jackson in an 0-2 hole, and then sent that blazing fastball bursting down the middle, and now it was a closed case. Roger Clemens struck out 16 Royals for the 2nd time this season, threw a 5-hitter, gave Joe Morgan a thrill and a victory in his first game as manager. To game 2, where the Royals hopped in front of the first, then Mike Greenwell stepped up, and look at that beautiful swing, going the other way against lefty Charlie Leibrandt, deep to left where Bo Jackson's absolutely befuddled. I guess he thought he was supposed to pull the ball. While KC hustled the ball home, Dewey Evans came sliding home first to tie the game. Next inning, Wade Boggs times Leibrandt's pitch perfectly, rips one into the seats in right, and Boston's ahead 3-1. It was 7-4 Red Sox in the 9th when Lee Smith went to some high heat, got George Brett to end it. Smith's 12th save on a night when they squeezed over 35,000 into Fenway, and they saw the Red Sox pick a pair from the Royals. Earlier, Boston picked up Larry Parrish, who was cut loose by Texas a week ago. Back to the West Coast, the division-leading Athletics trailing the visiting Blue Jays in the 2nd when Mike Gallego punched a single through. Don Baylor on 2nd, rumbled around 3rd, came barreling home, but George Bell's throw, perfect. And Baylor made a case for himself in vain, because Toronto still had its 1-0 lead. Left-hander Jimmy Key, without much cushion, was hanging tough. Here, catching Jose Canseco looking, and that plate umpire got an earful from the A's all night. In the 5th, Gallego at the plate again. Got a hold of one. Sal Camposano playing shallow, got a lightning jump on the ball, though. Raced back, made the grab to preserve the shutout. Still 1-0 into the ninth. Key still around. Oakland still trying to solve the mystery. But Key fans Tony Phillips, gets the last out next, and has now won 4 starts in a row since coming off elbow surgery. He's allowed only 17 hits and 2 runs in 32 innings during that stretch. The second-place Twins were in Baltimore earlier, where the Orioles head coach Elrod Hendricks subbing for the injured Frank Robinson, who's out because of back surgery. Baltimore starter Jeff Ballard in the 1st got a fastball up, and Gary Gaetti just slugged it on the line and out for a 2-run poke, Gaetti's 20th homer of the year. Later in the field, Gaetti got the glove oiled up, stabbing a line shot by Cal Ripken.
By Gaetti at 3rd.
And then, as Tom Kelly watched,
Showing a little that gold
Gaetti diving to his left to vacuum up this rip and then throw out Ken Gerhardt. Twin starter Charlie Lee got his 5th win in 6 starts as he continues on the comeback trail. Minnesota handles the Orioles and trims Oakland's lead in the West. Go to the bases off starter Zane Smith, who ran the count full to Tim Tuffle and then delivered. Tuffle checked his swing for ball 4, he thought. Umpire Steve Ripley knew better. To the 8th, Bruce Suteron on relief faced Darryl Strawberry, and as soon as the bat met the ball, everybody knew this baby's gone. Strawberry's league-leading 22nd homer to tie the game sent it to extra innings. Mets bullpen ace Randy Myers opened the bottom of the 10th against Dale Murphy and made a fatal mistake. And Murphy jumped all over it, and with that swing, it was over. The Braves stopped a 4-game losing skid. First-place Mets have now dropped 4 out of their last 5. Galarrago followed Tim Raines' leadoff double with a bouncer to short. Barry Larkin scooped up, fired to third, hit Raines on the back, and while the ball skidded away, Raines streaked to the plate to tie the game. The Expos got another and went ahead 2-1. But in the 8th, the Reds put men at 2nd and 3rd for Paul O'Neill, who hit a shot to Galarraga at first. He made the stop, scrambled to his feet, fired a strike, gunned down Larkin, and preserved the Expos' lead. Reliever Jeff Parrott, still in trouble, looked next at Eric Davis, tried a breaking ball, and watched in horror as the Red Slugger laid into it, a drive that carried out for a 3-run clout that fueled Cincinnati to a 6-3 win that stopped the Montreal winning streak at 8. The visiting Astros Jim DeShays on the hill delivers to Juan Samuel, who skies one straight in the air. Houston catcher Craig Biggio draws a beat, then goes back, and all the way, flat on his back. How embarrassing, a catcher's nightmare. The Phillies then gave starter Kevin Gross a 2-1 lead. Then in the 3rd, Astros put 2 on, and Glenn Davis hit a cut fastball and smashed it over the wall. A 3-run job, his 19th homer to go with 64 RBIs when the Astros came to town.
That's Elrod Hendricks in the dugout, in for the ailing Robinson. Gary Gaetti sends Jeff Fowler's pitch deep to left field. This is gone. Gaetti's 20th of the year. A 2-run shot. The Twins on top 2-0. They open up a 4-1 lead, but the Orioles play some tight defense. Dan Gladden hits one to left center. Watch Ken Gerhardt comes out of nowhere. The right side of your screen, a great catch. The Twins lead it, however, 4-1, despite the defensive play. Bottom of the 7th, it's 4-2. Minnesota laying down the glove. Gerhardt with a grounder to the 3rd. Gaetti, nice pickup, and throws Gerhardt out and saves a run. Bottom of the 9th, Reardon, the Terminator, comes on and gets Rick Shue to strike out, his 24th save of the year as the Twins beat the Orioles 4-2 as the final. The Boston Red Sox made the managerial move Thursday, replacing John McNamara with Joe Morgan. Today, a new addition in the field as well. Larry Parrish, released earlier this month by Texas, has been signed by Boston and will be in uniform tomorrow. Friday, Morgan made his debut, and it would be a doubleheader against the Kansas City Royals, looking for the sweep, his first appearance in the dugout. Morgan's cause was aided by Roger Clemens. You have to feel confident when you got the rocket going. Strikes out Kevin Seitzer, recorded 8 strikeouts in the first 3 innings. Gets some help in the first. Dwight Evans and Dewey drives his Brett Saberhagen pitch deep and over the monster and left, a 2-run home run, his 7th of the year, 2-0 for the Sox. Now in the 6th, it's 3-1, and the Royals are threatening. As Clemens strikes out Frank White to snuff the rally. 3-1 Boston after 6. Tying run comes to the plate in the 9th, but Roger Clemens strikes up the side, gets Bo Jackson to end it. 16 strikeouts for Clemens, and the Red Sox win it 3-1. Roger Clemens struck out 40 Kansas City Royals in beating them 3 times this year. It's the 10th time he's been in double figures this year, and 31 on his career. Both are Red Sox team records. 202 strikeouts, leads the major leagues. The Sox probably wish they could have had Roger for both games, although they'd be going for the sweep. Mike Greenwell hits a fly to left. Bo Jackson's after this one. Won't get to it. Waits at the base of the wall. Dwight Evans scores from first and ties the game at 1 by the time Bo can pick the ball up and get it in. Next batter is Ellis Burks. Bloops a Charlie Leibrandt pitch to right. George Brett's after. Danny Tartle. It falls in between them. Greenwell scores 2-1 for the Sox. Wade Boggs then lines this one to right. It's gone. Just his 3rd home run of the year. 3-1 is the score. The Sox are leading. Bottom of the 5th now 4-1. And Rick Cerrone comes up and lifts it to left over the monster. 2-run home run. His 3rd of the year. And the Sox are on top 6-1. They go on to the 7-4 victory and pick up the victory rather. Runners on 1st and 3rd. Steve Sachs lifts the fly ball to Mitch Webster in left center field. Webster was just picked up from the Montreal Expos in a trade for Dave Martinez. Can't throw out Jeff Hamilton. He suffered a minor hamstring injury on the play, but did stay in the game. Top of the 10th, DePino facing Woodson. Woodson lines a single to left. Rafael Palmeiro's throw, not in time. Dave Anderson scores. The Dodgers up 3-2, and that was the final count. Los Angeles beats Chicago. Alejandro Pena pitched 2 innings of scoreless relief. That makes 18 consecutive scoreless innings, covering his last 10 appearances. In Pittsburgh, the Pirates and the Giants. Bobby Bonilla with a 2-run home run broke a 5-5 tie in the 5th. Barry Bonds had a solo home run and a 2-run double as well. The Pirates have won 7 straight, now just 2.5 games back of the Mets. That's the closest they've been since May the 16th. At Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia, the Phillies and the Houston Astros. Bottom of the 2nd, Juan Samuel at the plate. Delivers the double down the left field line, which brings in a pair of runs, and the Phillies are up by a 2-0 count. But the Astros would strike in their half of the 3rd inning. Terry Poole at the plate rips this single to right field, which will bring across Gerald Young, and it's now just a 2-1 count. The Astros back in the game. Next batter, with 2 on, Glenn Davis launches a shot just inside the left field foul pole. It's a 3-run home run off Kevin Gross, his 19th of the season for Davis. 4-2 Astros, and they coast in to the 5-2 win as Buddy Bell adds a solo home run for the 5th run of the game. The Phillies lose the 9th time in their last 10 games in 4 straight. Vaughn Hayes, by the way, has been placed on the 21-day disabled list and could miss 2 months, and that's a bad knock. Their first baseman. He needs surgery on the right elbow. He has bone chips in there. In Montreal, the Expos, after a 9th straight win, were hosting the Cincinnati Reds. No score until the 7th. Bo Diaz chaps to Tim Wallach at 3rd. Ball eats them up. The error is costly because the next batter, Jeff Treadway, takes John Dobson, pulls him out to right field. Diaz comes around 2nd, off to the races. Hubie Brooks trying to find the handle on this ball, but apparently it doesn't have one because he can't get it. Diaz scores to make it 1-0 for the Reds. Bottom of the 7th, tied at 1. Wallach on the pitch that's low and outside. Pulls Rio to right. Andres Galarraga scores, and it's 2-1 Montreal. Top of the 8th, the Reds have a chance. O'Neill to Galarraga. He guns down Barry Larkin at home, and that just about kills the rally. But the next batter is Davis. The hanging curveball from Parrott is gone to right field. A long shot. This, a 3-run home run. Buck Rogers' team and Parrott cannot hang on to the lead as they lose it 6-3. And the Expos' 8-game winning streak comes to an end as Jose Rio picks up his 10th win of the year. In St. Louis, the Cardinals and the San Diego Padres. Top of the 6th, it's 1-1. Keith Moreland on 3rd. Chris Brown rips one to short. The Wizard comes up with it, holds the runner, and gets Brown. That's why he is the Wiz. 1-1 at the end of 6th. The top of the 7th. Runs at 2nd and 3rd with 2 out. Tony Gwynn hits one to shortstop, but Ozzie cannot get to this one. Proves he is human. 2-run score is 3-1. Bottom of the 7th. Coleman rips one up the middle. Marvell Wynn with the throw. Palisea comes in and is called safe. Jack McKeon comes out to argue the call, but to no avail. The game is tied at 3-3. Top of the 9th, 3-3. Tony Gwynn greets Ken Daly with a shot up the middle. John Kruk, Dickie Thorne score 5-3 for the Padres as they get 4 runs in the 9th. And the Padres with a 7-3 victory. The St. Louis Cardinals, who went to the World Series just a year ago, have lost 8 straight games. That's their longest losing streak in 8 years. Tony Gwynn knocks in 4 runs. He's on a 10-game hitting streak, hitting .512 over that span. In Atlanta, the Mets continue their road woes. Even in Atlanta, the Coneheads, though, on hand because David Cone was on the mound. But he gets in trouble early after walking 2 in the 1st inning, unleashes a fastball. Gary Carter can't handle it. Perry comes in to score 1-0 Braves without a hit. Bottom of the 3rd inning. Braves loaded up. Cone walked 2 more, allowed a hit, throws ball 4 to Deion James, forces home another run. Uncharacteristically, he's wild, walking 5, but the Mets come back. Red-hot Kevin McReynolds takes Zane Smith deep to left. This is gone. His 13th home run, and the Brave lead is now cut to 3-2. Darryl Strawberry in the 8th greets Bruce Sutter with a rocket blast into the right field. Number 22 for Strawberry, and we're all tied up at 3 apiece. Go to the bottom of the 10th inning, still tied, but Dale Murphy gets one up in his eyes from Randy Myers, and this is gone. His 15th for Murphy, but more importantly, the game-winning home run. 4-3, the Braves win. The Mets' 4th loss in their last 5 games. And you